Hey everybody, it's Joe here. You're very welcome back to the East Gogok Mark channel. Myself and Ida are actually just out for a spot of lunch in this beautiful forest here behind where we live in Varmland. But when we're going to have this lunch, we're going to set up a tarp that I've been using for quite some time from the guys in Bushcraft Spain. So I thought I'd take a moment before I set this tarp up to give you a first product review. It's the first product that I've had from Bushcraft Spain. It's the first product that they've sent me, but I've been using it for quite some time. So let's sit around and talk about the Bushcraft Spain Nessmuk Tarp. So first things first, what you get in the box, and this is the basic setup, is the Bushcraft Spain canvas tarp made out of this beautiful heavy canvas that you see here. And then you also get this, I found very interesting, 4 meters of hemp rope, wax infused hemp rope, or they call it their bushcraft rope because it can be used as tinder. I separate my cordage into different lengths. I never keep them all together for various purposes around camp, which we'll touch on in later videos. So the tarp comes with these double stitched reinforced tie outs on each corner, and these run around the entire length of the tarp, and it has one central guy out tie point, which you'll see me use when we set the tarp up later in the video. So there you go, that's the basic ins and outs of it, but there's more to this tarp than just tie outs and measurements. So before I set the tarp up, I thought I'd take a moment to drop a few knowledge bombs on what attracted me to first work with the team from Bushcraft Spain and this tarp. When they offered to send me the tarp, I seen that quite obviously there was Nessmuk in the name. An awful lot of products are Nessmuk inspired products, or an awful lot of knives may be based off Nessmuk's or George Washington series famous design. But what I like about what Bushcraft Spain have done is they have taken his shelter cloth, and anybody who's read Nessmuk's books will have fascinated or have become fascinated over his shelter cloth. So what they done was they took his shelter cloth with his measurements, but then besides taking it with his measurements, because Nessmuk was a short guy, he was only 5 foot, weighed 47 kilos when his moccasins were full. So they made it a little bit bigger and a little bit broader to 2 meters by 2.5 meters, or the little bit more burlier camper of the modern age. But this is probably as close as a replica to the shelter cloth that Nessmuk mentions in his books as you would get on the modern day thing today. So I think it's fascinating to actually try and use something that has Nessmuk's name on it that's as close to as it can be in his woodcraft books. So there you have it. A Nessmuk style tarp in a Nessmuk style configuration. But this is the Bushcraft Spain Nessmuk Tarp. It's been one of my favourites. I've been using it since June, and it's nice to finally talk to you guys and girls about it. But just a few more specs on it before we go. Like I said, it is 2 meters by 2.7. So it's not a square tarp. Again, it's a recreation of Nessmuk's shelter cloth. It weighs in at 1.8 kilos. So again, not ultra light, but also not ultra heavy. And it's a fantastic product. Something that really kind of brings you back to those days of camping in the golden era in the woodcraft times, and I think Bushcraft Spain have done Nessmuk proud with this one. So thank you again guys, and you'll see more of this on my future journeys to do. Peace.